Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. I'm a couple minutes late because I forgot the stars of the show. It's one thing to put up a thumbnail and to kind of share what you're going to talk about. And I think if there's one thing that's the biggest challenge about doing these live broadcasts is figuring out ahead of time, 24 hours, or in the case of this, if you actually saw the time that I actually created it, it was like 2 a.m. But it was because I was having a challenge trying to figure out what I wanted to talk about. And I finally just said, let's talk Star Wars a little bit longer. It doesn't have to be all Star Wars. A couple of things I did was I binge watched a little Star Wars, and then I binge watched a little Game of Thrones. It was kind of a binge watching day this weekend because Mother's Day was lovely. My son called me, and my stepson called me, bless his heart, and it was very sweet. But I was asleep. I didn't even get to. He messaged me, and I could have called him back or something, but I was asleep. My husband and I had a very challenging week last week. I'm not going to go into it. You don't need to worry about that. But you know how you can have a challenging week and just at the end, when you get to the weekend and you're standing next to the one you love and you're kind of sitting there and you've taken this day. You remember I've said that you take 1 day and 7 to rest. Ours is always Sunday. And I can't see my mother. She's in a convalescent hospital. They do not allow us to visit on the weekend. And I can't visit until after the 15th of May because that's when my vaccine is fully kicked in. So I asked my father if my mother calls him or if he goes to see her this week to please remind her that I will celebrate my Mother's Day when I can see her. She and I often do this anyway. So I will talk more about Mother's Day in a minute, but Star Wars. I thought the reason to do the thumbnail today was because over the weekend, I got this lovely package and I want to show you something that if you haven't already done it, you might want to do it. Okay. I'm going to pull out this envelope here. And I'm also going to pull out, I got to see which one. Yeah, this envelope here. You can see here there's a little marking in the corner. Maybe you can't see that, but that marking doesn't matter. It just is an identifying mark for me to identify. But right here, it has a little BW. That means black and white, and I'll explain that in a minute. So I know that there are probably several of you out there that are Star Wars crazy. Yeah, I'm the same. And that you might like something. Now, as you know, I talked about the Star Wars stamps not too long ago that were released on May 4th. Those beautiful Star Wars stamps of the droids. Here we go. I'm just going to pull them up to those of you who are joining me or just joining me. Hi, I'm Terri Hardin, Walt Disney's legendary Imagineer, and I talk about just about everything. We kind of feature on Disney. We talk about Star Wars. I talk about just whatever's on my mind, to be quite honest. And the more we open up in the pandemic, it's going to be more about what's on my mind, which could be, it's a freeway in here. So it could be anything. But Comfy Chat was originally designed to bring you in from the cold, from the harsh news, and you can sit back, relax, and I'll tell you stories, okay? And there are all kinds of different stories. Comfy Chat might change or might alter in a certain way as we open up and there's less and less of you, and as the broadcasts get smaller and smaller in length. There were times when these broadcasts, especially my Ask Me Anythings, could go over 3 hours. As long as there are questions, I answer the questions and have discussions about those questions, creating more questions. And I'll stay on those Friday. And that's every Friday at the same bat time on this same bat channel. You remember that when they said that? Anyway, and you can ask me any kind of question. You can post it in the comments and we just talk and chat and you can say what's on your mind, whatever. That happens every Friday. And then if you're super, super interested of chatting more with me, you can go to here, patreon.com, And for as little as $5 a month, $60 a year, you can have a Zoom call. And before I come see you publicly here on YouTube and Facebook, I have a private one with my tribe, which is Terri's Tribe. So if you're interested in doing that today, I often talk about and help people, artists. And it's not just for artists, it's for artists of every level. You realize that an artist is someone who's passionate about what they do, no matter what it is. You can be an accountant. You can be someone who cleans. You know you're going to do it better than anybody else if it's your passion. Cooking, which obviously many people understand that cooking is art. Understand that gardening is art. Understands that, well, art can be any kind of thing. Cleaning, I can tell you there's ladies who come and every once so often and give a once over to my house, and they clean it better than any. There's no way I'm going to be that kind of an artist. And I have an accountant who's also a master at what she does. So the reality of the whole concept is that, no, if you're passionate about what you do, chances are you're an artist. So Star Wars is my passion. And I wanted to share with you something that is affordable, because a lot of times when you talk with me, I'm talking to you about some of the things that I offer you, and they are affordable, but not necessarily, sometimes they're not easily affordable, right? Define affordable is kind of what it boils down to, right? For some people, a few $1,000s is affordable. For some people, a few $100s are affordable, and some people it's $20 or so. And that's what I'm talking about. Each person has their budget, and they have to think about, how that budget is going to apply with their collecting, don't they? Right? Like we talked a little bit on the AMA about that spider bot from Marvel, and it's like, what, $80? And many people ran out and bought it, but for some, 80 is just a little bit too cost prohibitive. So that's what I'm talking about. That's kind of what I'm talking about. So I'm just scrolling through here right now because I want to pop up once again these droid stamps for you to take a look at. Oops, wait. I did one thing that I should have checked before I showed you that. I have to plug in. There's always these shifts and changes you do to get certain things to be seen. So there we go. Now I'll take you over there, and it won't be a dark hole. Whoops. Maybe it will be a dark hole. Look at that. It's being all cranky with me. Okay, let's see. There we go. Yay. I don't know. Sometimes, you just got to run with it. So here are the stamps that I've been talking about. If you're just joining us, I'll just say hello, and here are the stamps I've been talking about. Right here. These were released on May the 4th. There was another set of Star Wars stamps a few years ago. This is the first in a while. They're very beautiful, and they represent each and every droid. Aren't they lovely? If you go to the post office and they are out of stock, sorry, they've been bought out and the post office has ordered more, you can usurp that or skip that by going to USPS.com, United States Postal Service.com, USPS, and order them, and they will be shipped to you directly from there. And that's what I did. And these are those 2 envelopes right here. Now, this is not the 2 envelopes of stamps, because what they did that they don't always do at the post office, USPS, is they offered something extra special. I have not seen this, and I do look. And if you go there, look at the Star Wars stuff. They have got some great celebratory Star Wars merchandise you might be interested in having, including framed frames that have each individual droid, and the stamps and a background. They are beautiful, and they're not that expensive. So if you get to, let me see. Let me see if I can take you there. Let me take you there. Okay, let me see if I can take you there. I'm going to see if I can take you there. Okay, so you go to USPS.com. Here is the website. This happy dude, search and track packages, blah, blah, blah. But then you see up along that toolbar, you see quick tools. Next to it, you're going to see shop. So if you go up to and tap shop, the drop-down menu says stamps, shipping supplies, and we're going to go to collectors. And it starts to show you collectibles. So here at the top are Star Wars. Take a look at this. See if we can look at the quick view. Let's see if it will let us do the quick view. Don't know if it will. It's not very happy. Let's see. Let's bring this in. Let's tap it again. I thought this was pretty interesting. There we go. There's the quick view. So here's something you can buy for $37.95. And it has the galaxies where all the droids are supposed to be. Stamps, a passport, $37. Not bad, right? Not bad. But what I'm going to show you today are these. Here, quick view. These, which are really super cool. So let me show you them live and in person because they're really quite beautiful. Very excited. So what you can order for about, I think it's $18, $17, $18. I'm not sure, $17, $18. But here they are. I'm going to go here and I'm going to light them up for you. So these are those envelopes, and you see how they fanned them out, right? Like this. Well, I want you to see here, there are 10 different stamps on a page times 2. And here is the stamp affixed to an envelope with what we call the color DCP. That's digital color postmark. And here is a digital color postmark on envelope number 1 that has C-3PO here, and then he's canceled with C-3PO. Okay? Now, what usually happens when they're doing cancellations of stamps is they have one, I wonder if I have this in favorites. Just give me a moment, guys. No, it's not in there. So let me look in the library. Okay, I'm just going to run here so I can show you. I think it's easier if we have visual aids that can help you better understand what I'm going to talk about, why these Star Wars envelopes are so special, all right? So just bear with me here just a couple of seconds because I'm going to walk you through it just a little bit. If I just want to find, they really should be in my favorites. I apologize, but hey, it's Monday. That's what I'm going to use. That's my thing, and I'm sticking to it. I just saw them before, and I should have rested on them before. Okay, 1 minute. I'm just going to look through here again because I know they're in. I know you're in here, you little stinkers. But what happens is usually, okay, here we go. 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 Okay. So let me do the other one. Here we go. Okay. So I'm going to show you this picture right here. Okay. These are my first cachets. Without getting into too much deal about cachets, we're going to talk about Star Wars. Okay. So here is the dragon stamp from 2018. You'll notice that the dragon stamp in the corner, they have, as I glide through, they had 4 different stamps 4 times on one sheet. So remember, these Star Wars stamps, 10 different stamps 2 times on a sheet. Okay? All right. Don't let your head get too full of this, but this is very important. Keep with me. Keep with me. Okay? All right. So I illustrated these. But let's not talk about the illustrations. Let's just talk about the stamps first, okay? So there is an orange one. Look at the corner of the orange stamp, the purple stamp, the blue stamp, blue-green stamp, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. for, the green stamp, okay? So if you look at this one, see where it says dragons? That's known as a black and white postmark. That's the black postmark. It's actually done by someone by hand or by a machine, but it's black. It is, as you can see, if I pull back, the black and white is one for each stamp. It's one postmark, okay? The color is the same. Here is the color version for the dragon stamp. You see how that one's orange for that one? And if we come over here, this one's green. You see with the green dragon, you got one for the green dragon, you got one for the orange, but they're not necessarily strong different, but they are different. So here's another one with the castles and the mountains. Each one kind of, when it's a color DCP, celebrates something from the stamp. Do you see that there? Okay, so now if we jump back to the Star Wars stamps, 10 stamps on a sheet, 20 stamps per sheet. So times 2. So here they are on the sheet times 2. You see that? If you look on the left, you'll see that you've got that 1611 or I6, or well, let's just use BB-8. You see the 2 BB-8s and the 2 C-3POs? So there's two on each sheet. Now, if we go to these envelopes, this is what you can buy at the post office. I mean, at the website. Buy them at the website. For one thing, look at how crisp and clean this is. But for each envelope, there is a different first day of issue color digital cancellation. And it has not only the color, which is beautiful. Look at how good C-3PO looks here. It has the date, May 4th. It has the location. They always pick a central location of a post office. And it has this beautiful design. Now, what I'm going to do as a cachet artist is I'm going to put a drawing in here. And then I sell the cachets with my sketches, okay? All right. But look, but you can buy this whole set for under 18 bucks, I think. All of them, all 10, with the cancellations. And I'm just going to share them with you. Look at this one. Look how cool these look. This one. Isn't this adorable? Look how beautiful they are. They're absolutely gorgeous. And they really, and this is a real stamp. Okay, this is the actual stamp canceled officially by USPS, the United States Postal Service. You see how it just grabs the edge there? The symbol grabs the edge. It's got to cancel, meaning it's got to touch the stamp if it's going to cancel. But they're so precise that they just hit that bottom edge. You see that? There it is, hitting that bottom edge again. It's got to contact with the stamp to be a true cancellation. But this shows it's a first day of issue. These are highly collectible, just like this. And then artists like myself, we do an illustration, which I will do in here. Okay? Look how wonderful they are. Look how wonderful they are. There's BB-8. You can see there's the actual stamp as I go like this. This is not a picture of the stamp. You cannot, it is not legal to take pictures of the stamps. You know, you can take a photo of them like that, but you know what I mean. You can't put a fake here. It's not legal to do that. And here's another one. Here is the L337. Aren't they beautiful? You see how each one is specific to the stamp. So 10 stamps, 10 stamps, 10 figures, okay? They're just really, really pretty. And if you're someone who likes to collect Star Wars stuff and something unusual and unique, this is an unusual and unique piece of stuff, isn't it? Isn't it? They're just stunning. You can see how stunning they are. As we go backwards in time again, I'm going to go in the reverse. You can see that cancellation is celebrating each and every stamp individually, right? Very, very nice. And you may not be able to see, there's a really nice pattern in this symbol too. I just noticed that actually. So they're just fabulous. They're just fabulous. And I'm going to be doing an illustration on these envelopes. And then I will sell these envelopes. I will sell these first day covers because this is called a first day cover. Okay. This is a first day cover. The illustration, like you saw on my dragons drawings that I did, are first day, are cachets. First day cover cachets. And a first day cover cachet are the dragons I showed you. I've done a few others, but the dragons are extra special. And the reason the dragons are extra special is because they let me just make my life easier really quickly here, guys. This will make my life a lot easier if I just do this. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So much easier now. So much easier now. So these are called first day covers, first day of issues, and these are collectible just like this. But if you like first day cover cachets, then these are what's called a first day cover cachet. In my case, these are all hand-drawn, hand-painted, and illustrated. This was my illustration to celebrate that stamp, which is in the corner that you see there, and then I did my sketch. This is not only a first day cover, but it is my first cachet ever. These are a set of 8, and they're very pricey because they are hand-drawn and hand-illustrated times 8 in sets of, and I have 16 complete sets. Nuts, insane. So you can buy your favorite dragon, or you can buy a set of dragons, and they include the black and white and the color. And then, yeah, they have the black and white and the color. But you can see what I did for my first cachet is to illustrate what's really nice when you're illustrating, when you're drawing it. You don't have to draw it, and I'll explain that in a minute. But when you draw it, it's nice to repeat or pick up something from the stamp itself. So in this case, dragons are such a big deal because I designed Dragon's Lair in Paris. So this was a great first day cover cachet. Thank you, Michael Luzzy. So Michael Luzzy is the one that got me started on this. And here is it. Now, a cachet is not an illustration. It is something in this field, this area, okay? So if we jump back here and look in this area, okay, you can put anything in here. In fact, let me use MJ again. MJ took a stamp that was a dancer, artist, okay? Gregory Hines, I believe it was. He's going to correct me if he's here. But the point is, he put a tap from a tap shoe, an actual tap, glued onto the envelope. That's a cachet too. Whatever happens here is a cachet, okay? It can be a little map that has been cut out and affixed or glued here. Cachet. Anything that happens in this area, a little note of the history, maybe you write, "May the force be with you" here, or what C-3PO means to you, that too is a cachet. Anything that happens in this area is considered cachet art. But understand, you don't have to have anything in this field. These are valuable just the way they are without anything in them. Me being an artist, I'm planning on doing more. But if you want to purchase these, you go to the United States Postal Service, click on shop, and you can buy them in a set. Now, you saw that I had 2 envelopes, right? So what the heck was in the other envelope? Well, I'm glad you asked. Here is the black and white. Isn't it adorable? Now, the difference between this set and this set is, of course, one is a color cancellation. This is our black and white. And you'll notice right away, our black and white cancellation is the same. You see? So for each and every one of these, it's the same. It's not different like the color ones. See the difference? Okay. Again, if we were to put anything here, we could put a Star Wars sticker here. You know, that would be considered a cachet. A cachet is something that goes in the space, the blank space of the envelope, as I understand it, okay? So you can order a set of the color ones. You can order a set of the black and white ones. The black and white ones, I think, are under $10 if you want a set of these. Again, first day cover cancellations. Super crisp and clean and beautiful. And these are collectible just the way they are and can be more collectible if someone is collecting the artist like myself and these envelopes. They're going to be very special. They're going to be very limited once I've done my illustrations on them or whatever. And that's what I wanted to show you today. Also, you can go to the post office website, to the USPS website, and you can see what else they have. And they have some really cool things available there. I was impressed, along with the stamps. Now, you can also get a sheet of stamps. And if you want to, just get a sheet of stamps and use them however you're going to want to. I'm just saying, if you thought you missed out on May the 4th, guess again. You can still get these. They're still available at the post office. I mean, I don't know if these are. I don't think these are available at the post office. Maybe Michael can weigh in on that. But a lot of the post offices sell out of the stamps. They only buy so many of the Star Wars stamp, and then they've got to reorder. Well, you might as well just order, right? You can just, whoops, goes like this. Okay, sorry. You could just order them yourself, and then they're shipped right to you, which is exactly what happened with me and these two envelopes. They just shipped them right to me, and they're available. I looked as of Saturday because I wanted to talk to you about this today, and it was one of the things, and then it ended up being the feature. But it's always great to have something that you can collect, and the nice thing about these is they're small and flat, aren't they? So you could frame them. You could frame them just the way they are. You could frame them or put them in a photo album or something. And they're not something big and bulky that is hard to, it's not like your next, okay, it's not like the Spider-Bot from Marvel. Where are you going to put that thing? Okay. If you've got room, yay for you, but you've got to make room or have room for that giant Spider-Bot. And it's also close to, what is it, $80? Something like that. So these are under 20, very affordable, and something that if you want to add to your collection and something a little unique and unusual, there you go. That's what's kind of special about that. That's what I wanted to share with you today. Okay, was I thought that could be very, very cool and a lot of fun. So there you go, and I illustrate a lot of cachet envelopes this year. There's also a cachet art contest. If you're interested in becoming a cachet artist, you can reach out to me. If you're part of the tribe, you can reach out to me on the tribe, on patreon.com/Terri Hardin. You can join the tribe, or you can just ask me on the Ask Me Anything. I can speak about it a little bit, but what I'll end up doing is probably connecting you with Michael Luzzy so that he can kind of guide you special. But then I have a retreat as well where many artists were very interested in doing cachets and wanted to see if they could be a part of the Cachet Art Club and do cachets and illustrate something and put it on these, because they're small bits of art that go for it, depending. There's all kinds of different categories. I did one, and if you are new to this channel and this is the first time you're viewing this, Feel free to join on YouTube. I'd love to have you. Please subscribe and ring the little bell. But one of the things that also I do different ones. So here is the one that won last year's Cachet Artist Contest. And this was to celebrate the Transcontinental Railroad. And this is Walton Ward. And these are for sale on my, you go to my website, terrihardin.com, click on online store, and they're there. And they run, I think what am I selling them for? I can't remember at the top of my head, but I think they're under $10 for the set, under 20. Anyway, they're no, they're under 40. They're about $40 for the two, but you get both. Okay. You get both of them. And they have both cancellations, and their first day of cancellation was May 10th, 2019. So there it is. And there's the black and white, and there's the color. See, there's the color. Okay. And the stamps. So, and they're real stamps. The stamps have to be authentic stamps. You cannot make copies of stamps and sell them like that. That is against the law. So, there they are here. And then I also did these, to celebrate Realm of the Dinosaurs, Disneyland, and also Silly Symphonies. These are the T-Rex stamps. They are a lenticular stamp, which means they change. A couple of them change. And those were also 2019. I did some Halloween spooky silhouettes with Phantom Manor up in the tree. So, and these are reflective foily kind. And then this is my Valentine's Day where I hand drawn and illustrated. Here is I don't have the actual envelope. This is actually my sample guide here, but they're everywhere. I illustrate and illustrate and illustrate. And this year I decided not to enter a contest, just to illustrate. My first day cover cachets, as you saw, were my dragons. So these are all hand drawn and hand painted. My black and whites have little bits of color to go with the color DCPs. And, but for Star Wars, I think I'm going to do mostly the color ones, and the color ones are going to have color next to them. According to Michael, I get to do whatever I want as an artist. And so that means you get to do whatever you want as an artist, right? So there you have it. There's that. I'm about to jump over and see what you have to say, but going back to Mother's Day, I wanted to be sure, because the thumbnail said Star Wars and more. Here's the more. Mother's Day, my mother is in a convalescent hospital, which does not allow us at this time, because of the pandemic, to come to her location on the weekend. Their staff is too limited. And also, we don't know if my dad and I could visit her even during the week. My dad is going to check on that this week so we can prepare to see. And I'm also going to send an email to the caregiver and see if we can join Mom together. But if we can't, I have to schedule a different day from my father to come and see my mom. Maybe it can be the same day, just different hours in the day, you know? So I didn't get to see her for Mother's Day. So I basically just asked my dad, who sees her every week now. I asked my father if he would be kind enough to let Mom know that I'm thinking about her, and Mother's Day will be when I go see her. When my mom was mobile and moving around, we used to take Mother's Day on the Wednesday following the Sunday, because you could get some great Mother's Day flower deals, and we could have the restaurant completely to ourselves. One of the things that my mother and I love to do when she could move around is to first go to Gladstone's on the beach, and we would have lunch there, and we could sit as long as we wanted, because the restaurant, it was between restaurants, peak hours. This is before the pandemic, of course. And we could just sit there and look at the ocean and visit with Gary, the seagull. If you are just joining me, there's a seagull that has been the mascot for Gladstones for Fish on the water in Malibu for years. Gary is just a kick in the pants. They used to have it so you could open and get the breezes from the windows. They don't do that anymore, because Gary the seagull used to come in and jump on your food. They said, okay, Gary, you know, because people would feed him. He was just adorable. When he was a baby, they would feed him, and then he grew up, and so now he just stares at you through the window a lot, and you go, hey, Gary, he's a kick, that seagull. So my mother really loves to go see him, and we have a little meal, and then we go up to the, I forget what it's called, the I'll remember it in a minute, but just up the street on Sunset, there's that uh, uh, meditation inn and places, and she loves it. It'll come to me in a minute. But that's what we do every time. Mother's Day, that was our thing. That was our tradition. We just go and do that. I'd buy her something from the store, and uh, uh, we'd have lunch and everything, and it was really cool. But we always did it on a weekday because, as you know, if you do it on Sunday, it's crowded. You got to go back and forth with the pandemic. It's limited. Sunday's a big day. Flowers are twice the price, blah, 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 blah. So I said to my mom, let's let you have your own special Mother's Day. And my mom really liked that. So we made it Wednesday. I would wish her happy Mother's Day on Mother's Day Sunday, but then we always did something on a weekday. I had that flexibility, so that's what I did. And so that's what we did for Mother's Day. Let's jump over and see how your weekends went. I will say, like I said, I was binge watching some shows with my husband, curling up with my dog. I made an amazing brunch, which consisted of a pecan French toast, bacon, and a fruit cup with mandarin oranges, grapes, and blueberries inside, and some compote. It was amazing. It was amazing. And coffee. And we sat there and we ate, and we binge watched the rest of Game of Thrones and a little bit of Star Wars sprinkled in here and there. We also looked at commentary. I happen to love Spartacus with Kirk Douglas, and my husband, we subscribed to Criterion. So we watched the commentary on that, and it was amazing. Just amazing. And I'm really glad that I got to watch it. If you have HBO Max, the Spartacus is kind of featured in the festival as well, because it's an anniversary for them. So if you have HBO Max, they're following the TCM, Turner Classic Movies Film Festival, which started in April. And you can see some of the things that they're doing, and it's exclusive to HBO Max. So you can see the commentary there. It's really great. It's great, guys. It's got Peter Ustinov speaking, the producer speaking. They have another commentary by Dalton Trumbo, and I've told you the movie Trumbo is one of my favorites. It talks about this era when they were blacklisting people, the time of the blacklist. And Spartacus is the first movie that sort of signified the blacklist being squashed, this baloney. And Dalton gets his name on it. Thank you, Kirk Douglas. And it's very interesting. It's really cool. So, but we were very tired is what I'm trying to say. And we fell asleep at 5 p.m. And I don't even know if my husband woke up, because we just had a very trying week. And I think last week had a lot of stress in it. So we just went to sleep, and then I missed my son's text, and he may have even tried to call, but I was gone. And so was my husband. We both said, wow, it's the first day we felt rested. We just gone, Life is weird when you've got so many things you're juggling. That's what can happen. And that's what did happen. And so, full disclosure, we rested, and we were very, 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 very tired. Very, 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 very tired. So let's see what you have to say. I'm noticing over here there's a lot happening in the chat area. Feel free to comment. I'd love to hear your comments both on YouTube and or Facebook. I'm broadcasting both live as we speak. If you're joining us afterwards and you have any questions, any comments, any thoughts, feel free to post in the comments, and I will take a look and I will answer it to the best of my ability. I'm an artist and I have deadlines, but I will do the best I can't think to answer it. So good morning, Musketeers. Oh, Tracy, that's right. In good times and bad, I never lose my sense of zest for life. Walt Disney. So true. In fact, Tracy, this reminds me of a documentary we watched on bankruptcy, oddly enough, and the Queen Mary, and how Disney owned it for a while. It's a shame that they no longer owned it. It was a short span, and now it's in jeopardy again because it's in terrible disrepair. And so I don't know what's going to happen to the Queen Mary in Long Beach. But they showed shots of Walt on the ship back in the days of sailing. So it was very cool to see pictures of Walt Disney on the deck of the Queen Mary. So that made me think of it when you did that quote. Good morning, Catherine. Randy's on this side of the fence. Randy's one of the tribe. Hi, Angie. Happy Monday. Good to see you. She says, Happy Monday, Terry's and friends. Tracy says, my cat meowed Sunday. I'm going to assume he told me Happy Mother's Day. Isn't that cute? Did he like Happy Mother's Day? Like the dog that says woo. That's very cool. Well, that was very nice of your kitty to tell you happy Mother's Day. Now that's a good fur baby, isn't it? Sitting there. Hello, Angie, says Tracy. And of course you can cross talk. I don't mind. Hope you had a great Mother's Day. Thank you, Shelby. It was definitely different. My official one will happen after I am fully authorized to go out and about after my second vaccine. I mean, many people can go out and about, and I have, but when it comes to my parents, I just want to be that extra careful. I told my mom and dad, and they understand. My mom being unable to move in a convalescent hospital. Hi, Joe. Can't wait to get these stamps. They are so cool. Savannah, they are stunning. They are they should be on their way. If you ordered them, they will be in your mailbox. It's amazing how the post office just lickety split gets them to you as quickly as possible. My stamps actually came, my sheets of stamps, as I showed you earlier, they actually came they arrived on Thursday. So May the 4th be with you is when they ship them. They cannot ship them before. They ship them on the 4th. And then they arrived on the 6th for me. The stamps did. But the cachet, the first day covers actually arrived on Saturday. So, but I love them because I won't go into too much detail, but I really love the crispness of each cancellation here. And that'll be a discussion with MJ later. And I'll fill you guys in if that's something that interests you. Cachets are kind of, left field. But you'll be surprised how many people like to collect stamps. Me, I collected stamps as a child. And my collection sold for enough money that it helped put me through my first year of junior college. So, but I just, I collected the blocks with the little number in the corner. And they weren't done like this, of course. They weren't in nothing like the Star Wars thing with a beautiful border. And if you really want to get into it, there's so many other ways you can collect and so many ways you can design and so many cachets you can make. If you're not, there is one woman in this Claude Reese organization that I told you about. If you wanted to go into Hollywood, if you were in Southern California and you wanted to go into Anaheim and get what's called the Red Round Dater, that would be an additional cancellation on your envelope because you actually went to a location that is authorized to do that Red Round Dater. They're featured, and Anaheim is featured because of Star Wars being with Disney now. I know it's a lot to process in your skull. It is for me, which is why MJ is my go-to teacher. MJ is all about stamps and cachets, and he continues to give me more information and help. I mean, it's just your brain could explode if you're not careful. You're just going, seriously, help me. I'm so confused. It's exactly what the situation is. So, but yes. Anyway, lots to do, and I wanted you to know about these because, as Savannah says, this is a great thing to have if you like Star Wars. Easy to hold. You can put them in a little book. You can put them in an album. You can frame them. And please go to that USPS and look at the things that they have to offer. The little passport and everything's super cool. They also have frames that have the stamps, a big shot of the art of C-3PO and the various droids, and you can get one of each of those in the frames if you have room to put them up in frames. I don't, but very, very lovely and beautiful. So I was most impressed, is what I'm saying. And Savannah, you are absolutely right. Hope everyone had a good Mother's Day. Those human and furry kids, exactly. Rocket and I just lounged. The weather was absolutely beautiful this weekend, and we really enjoyed watching people walking their dogs. We have a path out by where I live that people just were out and about because the weather was in the 70s. It was marvelous. So Rocket really enjoys barking at the dogs through the fence and yelling at all of them as they go by and telling them her day. Sure, blame the Monday. Poor Monday's always getting the blame. Yes, Michael, they always do, because I think they are Ezra, the hitchhiking ghost's favorite day, because that's when chaos happens. I wish I could say it's not, but every time I make a plan for Monday, I'm telling you, from this day forward, I'm going to say every time I make a plan, it works. I would love that to happen. Rarely, my friends, rarely on Monday. Michael says, went by a smoke shop, and in the window was a castle hookah with a dragon wrapped around it. It made me think of something you would sculpt. Yeah, there you go. It's interesting, though. The hookah pipes are, they have a smoke that comes out. So wouldn't you think how cool it would be if this is something that you do for the smoke to come out of the dragon's mouth? It's kind of a no-brainer, isn't it? If this is the kind of thing you do. I don't, but some I know there's people who just love this. So that could be very interesting, actually. Also you could do your version of the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland, couldn't you? And have him have the smoke come out too. Yeah. Great, Michael. Great. Sabrina. They really upped their game with the cancellation stamps this time. All that detail really brings them around. I know. I mean, they are the most detailed digital cancellation I have seen in a while. They are just stunning. They are very 3D feeling. The detail is amazing. I had to grab some. I had to grab some right away. And I did. And then I'm going to do my illustration next to them. I'm just trying to decide what I want to do. I've got so many ideas. I've got the super simple ideas where I duplicate the robot, and then I have a million other ideas that are a little bit more a little more involved. Let me say that. That's the word. A little more involved. So we'll see. But yeah, I love them. I really do. They're great. And they, like I said, they're affordable. Yes, they are, Savannah. And Savannah's part of the of the tribe as well. And she's right. If you love Star Wars, this is a great investment that will appreciate. I should mention, they're going to appreciate in value because they have the first day cancellation. This is the whole deal. So that if you want to hand them down to a family member, they can become an heirloom, or if you want to sell them later, they can become something that can help you, invest in something else, a stepping stone. It can be part of your collection that you liquidate later. Who knows? Or that you're buried with. Some people don't want to get rid of their collections. So all kinds of opportunities here, right? You need to get them. Yes, Bob. Yes, you do. USPS.com. USPS. United States Postal Service.com. And click on shop. Be careful though. They got some yummy things there on Star Wars. I was very impressed. They did more for May the 4th than Disney did for May the 4th. Yeah. If Disney had been thinking, and I don't blame Disney right now, because honestly, they had a lot to think about for May, for just getting their park open, let alone doing something for Star Wars and May the 4th. But that could have been a very simple thing, is to get together with you remember, if any of you have gone to D23, the convention, they had the villain stamps there. In fact, Michael Luzzy was one of the people that was a counselor. He's an official counselor. He cancels them. And there was a booth at D23 that you could get a cancellation and get stamps of the villains when the villains were released. I should pull them up. They're somewhere. But this is way before I knew about cachets and first day covers, but you could get them canceled. You could have actually created your own first day covers by peeling off the stamp, putting them in the corner of the envelope, and then handing them to get canceled. Now, they did not do the digital color ones, but they had these beautiful, they had the red, I don't know if they had the red roundator, but they had a way to cancel them, and they were live and in person at D23. So how cool would that have been if they could have had something like that for collectors and fans on Disney property somewhere or near Disney? They did have it at the post office near Disney, but Disney could have done something simple, announce, it. But, in all fairness, they were really working hard to get the park opened. And I just think they said, let's take it little step at a time and undo it. That apparently they thought enough to do the t-shirts, have t-shirts out there for you for May the 4th. But Minnie said there wasn't a lot of May the 4th stuff. Here's a novel by Michael. This is the person I told you about. Good morning, all. Droid Stamps activity last week was hectic. I went to the Anaheim Holiday Station around the corner from Disneyland for a red round dater unofficial May the 4th postmark. What have I been talking about? There you go. Then I fought the freeway traffic and went to the main Hollywood post office for the red round dater plus some wonderful field pictorials that my stamp club was associated with in 2008 at the Betty Davis stamp ceremony that my club hosted for USPS. If you go to Claude C. Range chapter number 48, you can see them. And that's on Facebook. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Michael is the guy who knows all things cachet cover and his club. And they are an amazing group of people. And they are the ones, I'm a member, and they are the ones that have helped me to better understand cachet art. But you saw that unofficial red round dater, people collect that. So Michael actually organized the activity with those post offices. He's friends with just about every post office in Southern California, and probably a few outside of California, knowing him. And he got that done. He made that happen. So it's very cool. It's very cool. Hello. How much do I sell a set for? So May, that's a very good question. My Dragons cachets are my first cachets, and there's only 16 sets, and I only have 8 sets left, but you can buy one envelope, so on. They are they're a big investment, and message me and I'll tell you what they are. But the Disney ones are $40. So the ones that I showed you from the railroad of Walt and Ward, there we go. Let's go back to Walt and Ward. There we go. Walt and Ward are done in a different style and are more affordable at $40 for the set. So you get both of them for the set. And you actually have, 55 cents times 3, because I think at the time each stamp was 55 cents. So you've got the stamps price, the envelope price, and then that. So it's very reasonable. It's very, very reasonable for these. And you can go to my website, Terri Hardin, TerriHardin.com, and click on online store and find them there. So, yeah. And my website will soon, I hope, be in the process of changing. Right now, it's just a couple pages, but I'm working on getting it changed. My designer's been very busy. But May, if you have more questions, feel free to reach out to me on Messenger, and I will answer them in detail if there's other ones you liked as well. Thank you. The dragons are crazy. The dragons were crazy. Really crazy. Michael warned me. See, so Michael is now backing me up on this. Anything you put on the left side of the envelope is called a cachet, okay? So you too could be a cachet artist, okay? There's a stamp that came out that was called Bouquet or Blossom, I think, and you could actually put dried flowers in that space, and that would be a cachet. So he is absolutely right. It can be appliqued on, it can be drawn on, it can be glued on, and be a cachet. So, and those dragons were all hand drawn and hand painted times 100+ envelopes. So Michael warned me not to do it, but I said, what I don't know could hurt me, but let's do it in the beginning because I'll never do it again. And now I'm looking at the Star Wars one. So how about that? Never say never. Most of the memorabilia is not carried in local post offices. Easier to buy online. So there you go. Michael MJ is letting you know that you want to buy them online. And here's the thing. Buying them online ensures quality and consistency, and just is easier, so the post offices don't have to. The post office is honestly, your local post office has no idea on how many people would want, for example, that passport collection, or that or the framed stamps, or even the first day covers. They just don't know. And trying to store them there, they could get damaged or hurt as they race to do their normal everyday job activities. But online, that is their fulfillment center. That's all they're about. They have the envelope all set. They've had somebody check them to make sure they're quality. If for any reason they're not, you can write to them and go, hey, this is broken. You want to make sure they're crisp and clean, says Michael. So you don't want any breakage or fading in all of this. You want this crisp and clean and yummy, just like it shows here. So if they aren't, you can write to them and they will replace them. But they have a barcode here, so it's really easy for them and the envelopes are stacked out amazing, and so they look at the barcode and they just, grab it from shelves and fulfill it and send it to you in an envelope. So it's very, very easy. They have a center for that. Same with the picture frames, same with the passport map thing, which I think is just super adorable. It's really cool. But that's what I'm saying. So he's absolutely right. It makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. Yay, Randy. Randy's ordering a set. Good. You're going to love them. It brings tears to your eyes. They're so good. Thank you, Savannah. Wonderful tradition with my mom. Yeah, we do the same. That for my mom, because my mom's special. Okay. Not that if you celebrate on Mother's Day, your mother isn't special. Each mother is different. And my mother always wanted to do things on the day because she felt that if she didn't do them on the day, at times she felt she wasn't special. But I told her she was more special because we're going to be exclusive at this restaurant instead of fighting crowds and trying to park and making it all about craziness and flowers at twice the price, blah, blah, blah. I can get her some beautiful floral arrangements anywhere. They all are offered in those locations on off days and after. Some cases, a great deal, just as fresh, just as beautiful. And I can take the time to put together something that is especially for her. And she really loved it. The first 2 times I did it, she really, really loved it. And yeah, she really, really liked it. So it's just an idea. I do the same with my husband. My husband and I do Valentine's Day on the 16th. This is so I always want a box of candy. He can buy it after. But at C's, they usually don't give you discounts. C's isn't about discounting after the day. So it's kind of the same. But they can run out of certain candies, especially during the pandemic. So you can give them a little running time to get those candies back in stock. And then we can go down and together I hand pick a box with a few for him in there. And it's a lot of fun. We enjoy that, and we can do it together. So, and then we have a Valentine's Day dinner that doesn't cost us an arm and a leg. So, it's economical, and it's our day. 16th is our day, our Valentine's Day. So it's just something that we creatively decided to do. He's someone who doesn't like saving money, and who doesn't really love getting double charged for something just because it's that day. I remember I have several friends that were married on Valentine's Day and say it's the biggest mistake they've ever made because everything is twice as expensive if they want to celebrate it, unless they're celebrating it at home. So I would just, every day is Valentine's Day for me. Every day is a beautiful day. And if that's the case with the one you love, and I'm sure it is, what's a day? Doesn't necessarily put it in the month of February somewhere. a day that's special, you know? I mean, if Star Wars is changing the day, I mean, May the 4th is only May the 4th because Disney decided they like that play on words, May the 4th. Okay. Seriously. But it isn't the official day. Star Wars opened much later in 1977. The significant day is coming up still, but it just didn't have that ring to it. So if Disney can do it, can't you? If you want, if you want, if you want. Now, the one time you're going to have a little bit of a challenge, men mostly, is if your wife is in the office, if she works in an office and there are people around her. It's usually very important to at least send flowers on Valentine's Day if it hits on a weekday, so that she's not feeling left out as flowers come to all the other ladies. You know what I'm saying? At Disney, that was a big deal. When I was at Imagineering, I didn't really mind getting flowers, but I really loved getting flowers when I was at Imagineering because, you know, where I was the only woman. So it really didn't matter. But I remember walking through the halls of Imagineering and coming across Nina Ray Vaughn. And I don't know if you remember Nina. She is just an amazing lady, very talented artist. But someone had sent her this beautiful, and she wasn't married. She was just a very beautiful woman that a lot of men were hoping to take out. And she got this beautiful arrangement that was a hot air balloon. It must have been about 5 feet tall, full of flowers. And the balloon was made to look like a hot air balloon. And the guy invited her on a ballooning trip and said, "Be my Valentine." And it was this beautiful, and it just made your eyes fall out. It was so beautiful. So sometimes they want to, you know, there's a little like he loves me better kind of a thing that the ladies love to, you know, look what I got. You know, Nina wasn't that way. But she did have quite a few beautiful flower arrangements in her office because she was a stunning woman. She's still a stunning woman, but if you're a stunning woman, you know who you are. And people are vying to have you be their Valentine or to go out with you or to, you know, whatever, have a date or whatever. And you can find yourself with several bouquets of flowers. My sister is one of those people as well. So you just that time is something like that. But with the pandemic, there wasn't a lot of that, was there? So you could have your own day. Yeah. So Mother's Day, the same way. Moms are the same. If mom is working in an office some way, it really makes her feel good to get a little bit of flowers on that day if it's a weekday. Luckily, most of the time now they've been making Mother's Day Sunday, haven't they? So that's nice because then you can spend it with family, which is usually what mothers usually. Let me just preface this. Some mothers, many mothers that I know, want Papa to take the kids away and let her have a spa day, where she sits and she reads and she lounges in the bathtub with candles alone and just defrags. Many mothers told me that's what they'd really love, is for their family to give them a special day that's just they themselves. Do a family gathering maybe the day before, and then actually on the official day of Mother's Day, here's our gift to you, a day of relaxation, because moms work so very hard, don't they, for their families? And so a lot of times they just want a chance to do something for themselves and with your help. So there were many mothers, busy mothers, that said, that's what I want. I just want a day with myself. And that's what they deserve if that's what they want, right? So my mom's not that way. Okay, Michael. Michael says he's got to go. And that was a while back. So good morning, Joseph. That is amazing. Yeah. Cool, huh? Yes. Bob, enjoy. Have fun. We'll see you next time. Thank you for all the important information, he says. Yeah, we just want to make sure you get something out of this, right? And I did it at the beginning because we're at an hour and 4 minutes and some people have got a life, don't you? And we get it. You can always come back and watch this later. Of course you can. Mesa, she just ordered. Thank you for having. Oh, you're very welcome. I'm trying to be up to date. And May, you know, you bring up something that I should mention to people on this channel, which is if you're an entrepreneur, or even if you have a side hustle, do yourself a favor and get a website that allows people to buy from you easily. especially as we open up and are going to be doing face-to-face things. I'm really praying that the Disneyana fan club is going to get to have their event, which they're going to put in September instead of October this year, because many of the fan club is going to Florida to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Disneyland. I will be here, but I will celebrate it with you here. Those of you who cannot go, and those of you who do, please take a minute to check in or post everything, post what you're doing and celebrating the 50th, because I am not traveling this year. I'm going to do 2 trips, Toon Fest at Marceline in September, and then I'm going to do a trip in November, depending on when this holds. I'm thinking very, very positively that the pandemic is just going to keep going in a downward spiral, and that's what I want to have happen. But we have to be diligent, and when that does happen, I'll take those 2 trips. But I haven't really planned anything big, because I just really feel it's better if I just stay put. And in 2022, I'll start to create some trips and events. I'll bring my retreat back up, where 10 people can sit with me for the weekend and work on something you want to work on, no matter what it is. It's just that we break bread together. We spend the evenings together, where we stay together for 3 days, like get together Friday, leave Monday, or leave Sunday night, depending on if you have work or not. Only 10 people. So those will return in 2022. I'm thinking more on that in the later months as I see how this year is going to progress. So, but just like May says, Apple Pay. Yeah, it's just easier if you're all about your followers, customers, and clients. Make it about them, less about you, more about them. Make it as easy for them. And I run into so many artists that don't take credit cards. You've got to have a way to take credit cards. And it's very easy. If you like PayPal or you like Square, you can get the slider thing, the waiver thing, the tappy thing. All of them offer it. Don't you like the way I say that? Slider thing, waiver thing, tappy thing. In this case, right now, with us all still being pretty much isolated and not really a ton of events, they are opening up. But now it's the button thing. But have those available for people who want to order your stuff. If they want to order it, there it is. Ba-bam. So there you go. And thank you, May, for doing that. I will, after I get off of here, I will print out your order and get those sent to you. Okay. I promise I'll get on that. Mother's Day is guaranteed work day as a nanny. Of course it is, Sabrina. And how lovely for you to offer your nanniness to those who want to have a nice Mother Day. That's really sweet of you. You and nannies across the board. How very generous of you all. And as a nanny, I totally get it. Of course she does. Sabrina is a very lovely person and a very talented pumpkin sculptor. And now she's working with clay. And we've been trying to connect, but she's been very busy, and as have I. So it's kind of been doing a lot of this. But we'll meet up. And it's just a phone call, but stuff happens. And I'm there to say stuff happens. Yep. Joseph says he has a reservation for the second week of October in WDW, Walt Disney World, for those of you who may be wondering what WDW is, for the 50th anniversary. Yes. So in October, they have a 50th anniversary celebration. They also have a Halloween celebration. So yay across the board there. Yeah. Super exciting. And congratulations for going, Joseph. I'm going to do it from here. I love Toon Fest. Hope you have an amazing day. Have to take off. You too, Savannah. Thank you for popping in and saying hello and being a part of this. I really am grateful. And don't forget Wednesday if you can make it. She's part of the tribe. Yeah. So Walt Disney World is going to have a plethora of things for you to do if you go over there during the 50th. Not only the 50th celebration, but the 50th celebration, and they have a special Halloween night, I understand. Not necessarily on Halloween. The thing about Disney is they do it over several days so you can enjoy it. Everybody can enjoy it. And since they have their 50th anniversary celebration, why not have a little Halloween? Because October is all about Halloween anyway. So it's a great idea. See, they're starting to, you can feel them gearing up. You know, we're a little slow out of the gate, but we're going to gear up to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. And I think that's great. And I'll bet you there'll be some cool things you can see on Disney Plus as well if you're like me and you're staying home. Joseph says, I'm hoping to try to get to Marceline in September this year too. Hopefully you can be there for Toon Fest, Joseph. I'd love to see you. I'm just letting the dust clear a little bit, tax-wise. May 17th is the last day to submit your taxes. And my business had a profit this year. I've been challenged to figure out the best way. You know, sometimes a company takes some time to get off the ground, and I'm no different from anybody else as an entrepreneur as I work on my own stuff. But the point is this, that it did a profit, and that means that I owe. So that's another thing that I've got to work on, is the fact that I owe taxes. It would have been nice to know April 15th, because 15th is when I should have paid this, and they're penalizing me. So I've got to get that in the mail. But my CPA had just figured that I owed. So, because we haven't for years. So all of a sudden this shift happened. But I said, you've been pestering me to get this business in the black. I finally get it in the black, and then, 50-50, right? If it's not one thing, it's another, isn't it? Yeah, but like my husband said, you should be happy. Your business is doing well. I wouldn't say my business is doing well. My business is doing better. That's what I will say, and I'll say it very happily. It's doing better because I finally got it. This brain is a little, when it comes to business, needs a little training, and I'm a slower learner than most. From this day forward, I'll be better. I'm not going to keep speaking slow learner. I'm going to say I'm going to get better and better the more I do this. And that's what I'm going to lay down as my affirmation. But yeah, that's what's been happening. Tracy says, my life is very easy. I don't have one. Tracy, I am still in a grieving period after very difficult loss. So not having a life has been exactly what I've needed. It's a good thing. I know. And Tracy, you're with us now. You're with this little group of people, this little gathering of folks, aren't you? To sit here and support you. And we love that you are here and sharing with us your comments and your thoughts. And you know that we're with you. And if you need any other words of positive and support and love, we're here to shower it upon you. Grim Grinning Tracy, and keep the conversation upbeat and fun. So at least you get a laugh for a couple of hours here, a little over an hour here, So we're here for you. This group is a good group, a very, very good group of people. There's not a lot of us. I don't have millions of followers. I have a few hundred, couple hundred, I think, on YouTube, and Facebook has a few, I don't know. I haven't looked. I have a lot of friends there, and like you, and which is why I urge you to subscribe, be a part. I'm not looking for large groups of followers. I'm looking for followers who find this enjoyable, subscribers who think this is interesting. It's not going to be consistent. In the fact, I'll be here consistently on Mondays and Fridays. That is consistent, but the conversations are going to be all over because my life is. And so that's why I tend to preface them with Terri Hardin and then a title. So you can just, put it in the search engine, Terri Hardin, and you can see all the stuff and featured playlists. And I'll also start to work on, I keep saying this, I'm working on a playlist that will be the AMA by question. So they're a lot shorter. You don't have to dig to find your answer to what you're looking for, which can be annoying. I understand that. But I will be doing those highlights very soon. We're right now, we're looking to log them and make sure the content doesn't get lost, because a lot of my content is on CD and DVDs, and those can deteriorate. And well, what is it? The recordable I forget what they're called, round and recordable. But my husband says that we could lose them. In fact, there's a couple he can't even play, and there's some things on them that are very valuable. So we're trying very hard to get those transferred to something so that I don't lose them. The squeakiest wheel gets the grease. You pay attention to the sore toe. Exactly. So this is an urgent thing that needs to happen before I lose some of my content forever, and then I will start to share with you some of these things once I get it. So bear with me and hang with me and subscribe to this channel if it's got something that makes you happy, and share it with others that you think can make them happy too, because that's the real goal. Yep, that's the real goal. Randy, that would be great. A tribe meetup in Vegas is a great idea because all planes lead to Vegas, don't they? All stop in Vegas. We could figure something else like that. We should kind of think about what that could be and where that could be once we open up pandemic wise. Sometime next year could be fun, couldn't it? Yes, indeed. It's a great idea. Great idea, Randy. Tracy says, my whole life has been as caregiver, exhausting but rewarding in many ways. Everyone is gone now. I am resting mentally and physically. Caregiving is a full-time job, isn't it, Tracy? And by full-time, I don't mean 8 hours. As a caregiver, if you're not caregiving, you're thinking about caregiving, aren't you? It kind of doesn't leave you. Yes, I know this for a fact. Not because I'm a caregiver, but because I ask caregivers how they doing. You know, my mom isn't the easiest pencil in the box to get along with. And they always tell me how wonderful she is because they're sweet that way. Caregivers are always so positive that way. And it takes a lot of work to be positive when someone isn't necessarily always the most fun. And my mother, there are times that you just need to exit her room for a while and leave her be, because she can be very, very aggressive. So I understand their challenges that they have, and we'll sit with them and let them talk to me about my own mother, frankly, in their office with the door closed, because many of the caregivers that are at the facility of my mom, they can't do that openly because it's, they could get fired for it. But with me, they know that, them being able to talk about it, and I can talk about, okay, so there was one time my mother would not take blood thinners, and yet she had a blood clot. And they were going crazy. They were absolutely going crazy because she would not do it. She got mean, she got abusive, she got belligerent, and they were like, blah, blah, blah. So I went in and, it went behind her eye. It migrated behind her eye, which I said is very close. The last time I looked at an anatomy chart was close to her brain. And I said, get over yourself and get that, unless you are planning on collecting your wings. Because if that blood clot hits your brain, you're done. Or you're something, you could be something you don't want to be, like unable to speak or have it, blood. You don't play around with a blood clot, Mom, is what I was telling her. So she finally had the shot. I just hate shots, which is, I don't mean to tell you that that's lame if you hate shots, but I don't know anybody who says they like shots, okay? It's just a weird, I said, Mom, who likes shots? Oh, goody, I'm going to get stuck. It's not a good defense, guys, hating shots. A reason for you to jeopardize your health. I'm sorry. It's not a good excuse. Come up with a better one. Okay? Come up with a better explanation, because I hate shots doesn't work. It's kind of like saying you hate snake bites. Someone turning around and going, I love being bitten by snakes. No, you don't. Nobody does. Nobody likes shots. And if you do, okay, good for you. You like shots. But I don't think so. Shots, maybe, but not shots. Okay? None of us like, I don't like them either. But you put up with them because they're going to save your life. And this is what I was trying to tell my mother about this blood clot thing. It was just like, and I would go in and I'd say, Mom, you got two choices. Don't do it and collect your wings if you're ready. If that's what you really want, I'll leave you be. It's your life. If you're feeling like there's nothing left on earth for you to do and you want to cross over and collect your wings and see your family on that other side, let me know and I'll back off. I won't bug you anymore, But if you want to stick around here, giving orders, yelling at people, and seeing your daughter and your husband, then you need to get the shot. And you let me know which one you want to do. And she finally said, okay, she'd get it. And I had the nurse come in and give it to her right away, because my mom could change her mind the minute I left. And the blood clot went away. Thank God, But this is what I mean about her, a caregiver. And you know this, Tracy. Sometimes the people you're caring for can get downright, become a wall. All of a sudden you think you're dealing with someone a lot younger than you. They're your mom. It's just a really, really, you got to have a good constitution and a very big heart to be this is your profession. Honestly, that's what I say. That's what I say about that. So Tracy, I'm thankful for you and all the people that you took care of. Glad you're getting a little bit of time. I love you all right back. Yes, we do. We love you. Grim greeting, Tracy. Hang on. I am walking this path again. Life-saving. Oh, thank you, Connie. A window will open. Time will change. Love. Exactly, Connie. Exactly. Look for that door of opportunity, Tracy. You never know. And I'm really happy that you walk through the door of opportunity and joining every day. You're always here every Monday and every Friday. And I'm here for you too. I will always be consistently here. I just may not be consistently here for as long as I've been because many are getting back to their lives, as am I. I'm going to have to start scheduling times to see my mom. Oh, darn. I'm actually quite excited. I haven't seen her in, what has it been, 15, 16, 17 months. And I was able to arrange for Christmas all the family getting on a Zoom type call. It wasn't Zoom. It was a different thing. And that took some real, trying to teach your 86-year-old father how to do this on a phone call. It's not so easy. Some that are in their 80s, technology, they get it. But others, it's a challenge, And for me at 63, it's a challenge. So, but we managed it. And my dad was so happy to see my mother for the first time in over 12 months. And my sister was really happy out in Maui. And everybody was happy just to see each other. So it's going to be really great to see each other in person and to actually do the H word, hug. Yeah, just really excited about that. And for people like Rose Burdine and Bob Burdine and their family, they've been already hugging and stuff. So it's kind of exciting that that's the case. So I am here for you. I want to be as consistent as possible on these lives. So there you go. 24/7 caregiving of my mom and grandmother really expanded and grew my communication skills. Not only with them, but with medical staff. I nurse talking to me asks if I was a nurse. I know the lingo. Exactly. And you have to, don't you, Tracy? You have to. This is another thing. If you're in the hospital, you need a champion. If you're with a doctor, you need a champion. You need to be your own champion if you don't have anybody, or be a champion for someone if they don't, because a lot of times, I know my husband is very polite, so he doesn't necessarily push to get results. And I'm usually right by his side doing the pushing. Okay. I tend to be the bulldog, but especially when you're not feeling well, you need somebody on your side that's the bulldog. Okay. Because you're not feeling good. I remember I had an asthma attack years ago, and people were asking me questions and I couldn't breathe. You're kind of like, I was doing dinosaurs at the time, and they were huge dinosaur fans, and they were asking me all kinds of dinosaur questions. And I'm like, I can't, using 5% of my lungs or something. And I turned to my champion, and my champion did all the talking, did all the explaining, while I just sat there and worked on inhaling and exhaling. So it's really nice to have someone there to be your champion, And you always want to be polite and say, do you want me to take this? Like I was the champion for my father when he had to go to the hospital for congestive heart failure. And he was just, his body was filling up with fluid. And I took him to the VA, and he just wanted to be monitored, to relax. And I just explained what was going on. And he's so much better now because the VA found a way to work with my dad that really works with my dad. My dad is now at an ideal weight, and he's taking care of himself. His vitals are good, and it's just great because he checks in with a nurse every day. And I'm so grateful to the VA for creating this plan. This cardiologist, she spoke with me, and I said, you can't just give somebody who was on one medication and it jumped to 18 medications. You don't just send him home with it, hoping he'll read the instructions and he's over 80 years old. I don't think you should do that if the person is 20 years old, to be honest with you. When you go from one and you jump to 18 medications, it's hard. It's just impossible. And my father could not, he just really had a hard time keeping up. So I got to speak with the cardiologist when he went back into the hospital. And I said to her, look, this is very unfair and we need to fix it. And so she put him in a program where he speaks with a nurse every day. And it's been his routine for over 3 years. And it's just been brilliant. It's just been brilliant. He learned why eating. He loves sweets. I think I get it from him too. But he really, he has to watch his blood sugar. He's not diabetic, but he's borderline. I don't think he is now because he's lost a bit of weight. But he was. And he loves that sugar-coated pineapple, dried pineapple that's sugar-coated. I like dried pineapple, but I don't like it sugar-coated. I just like it dried. Like put it in a hydrator, dry it, and then I eat it. I love that. But he likes it sugar-coated. And I remember just before a nurse came to visit him, he ate a bag of it, like a bag this big of it. And she says, your sugar spiked. And he goes, oh? And she's like, what did you eat? And he says, no, I didn't eat much. Oh, maybe this bag here. He shows the empty bag of she goes, yeah, Mr. Hardin, don't do that. My dad was like, it could spike that fast? And she's like, yeah. So we learn. We learn things. We learn. It seems obvious, but it's not. It's not obvious to everybody. It really isn't. I mean, you talked to my bookkeeper about some of the things she's pointed out to me that should be obvious that I went, what? You're kidding, right? And she must have gotten off the phone and fell over back laughing. And respectful for me, she didn't laugh in front of my face. But this is the fact. We don't know what we don't know, even if it seems obvious to most. But we do know what we do know. Okay? Yeah. It's just, it's really something. It's really, really something. Hi, Sabrina. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. That's one perk of the extended separation, realizing what truly is important to us. And Sabrina, I couldn't have said it better myself. When we were in lockdown, we pretended we were retired because my husband is going to be retiring soon. So we pretended we were retired. And how did we like it? How did we like spending day after day consistently together? Now, he still worked at home, but we were together consistently, and we loved it. We really, really loved it. We also used it as a time to get some things done around the house that we had been putting off. And that was great. We did those together. Many people will tell you, being together that consistently had its good and bad points for some. For some couples, it just didn't work. And it became challenging for those couples. For others, it made them realize that what they thought they feared about, for example, maybe getting married, was just what they wanted to do. And they decided to get engaged. And this couple that I'm talking about, it was her dream come true. And it happened because he realized that he didn't want to gallivant all over the world doing little things. He wanted to get a house in the suburbs and spend it with this lady. And at the time, he didn't think that was what he wanted. He wasn't sure. Pandemic made him sure, and then you think, wow, family is seriously important, isn't it? My sister found out how lonely paradise can be. And because you're looking at the ocean, but if you're by yourself, you can't really swim in it. It can be very dangerous. You need to have a buddy. And so she hasn't been able to surf and she hasn't been able to swim because she needs to be with someone, and she couldn't be with someone because of the pandemic. She had no one in her bubble. She has a neighbor where she lives that is in her bubble. They are both in the bubble together, but that one doesn't surf, and so she's kind of, you know, she's missing people. She does go to work, and she has the people at work, but we all know that the people at work can be a bit different from our other friends, right? So so she's found paradise to be a bit, you know, a bit lonely, and she was really feeling a little melancholy and missing people. So I do the chalk walk. I've mentioned this before. Um, Let me just point out, if you want to be a part of the chalk walk, I think you can still join our you can join our, this is our team. And if you want to just donate to Children's Hospital, to my group, a few dollars or whatever, if you want to just toss a few dollars my way to help the Children's Hospital of Orange County, here's where you go: chalkwalk.org/Terri Hardin. Please do it before the 18th. My team has a goal of raising money, and I would love to help with that goal. And if you want to help, every dollar counts. It would be very kind of you to do that. I thank you in advance. If you want to put a few bucks, throw a few bucks in my till to support the team, or as I said, if you want to join the team, here we are. The Mickey OUAC Walkers. It's a fun thing. But the reason I'm pointing this out, and again, if you want to donate to me and help me raise money for Children's Hospital, it all goes to a good cause. Children's Hospital of Orange County. The Chalk Walk is this May the 22nd. And donations have to be in by the 18th in order to count towards this year's campaign. So help me out if you want. Don't think any donation is too small, because it's not. And I'm grateful for every single one, and thank you in advance if that's what you want to do. But the reason I'm mentioning this is because our team, just hide this. There we go. You can always find me on Instagram. But our team does bingo every Saturday, occasionally Sunday in each month. There's like one Sunday in each month. But our team captain, Sharon, she and a team of ladies just really do some great organizational things. And then my dear friend Darren, he's the caller for bingo, and we do bingo every Saturday, one Sunday in the month. And I plugged my sister into it, because I said to my sister, here's something you can do. You can be part of a group. Everybody will love on you because they're a great team. You don't have to join the team, or you can join the team and be a sleepy bear. A sleepy bear is someone who is a part of the team but doesn't do the walk. So you can also join as a sleepy bear. But in this year, it's virtual. The walk is virtual. Usually we walk through Disneyland, but of course we can't do that this year. So we're all walking virtually. But if you want to contribute, please do. And if you want more information about joining the team, and you freeze this or take a photo of that, what I posted, or simply message me or reach out to me, and I'll give you it, and you click on that, you join, or and you can reach out. Sharon will reach out to you, and then you can be a part of bingo, which is a lot of fun. But it really helped my sister out. She just couldn't get over how much fun it was to be with these people and play bingo, because they're all walks of life. They're all super fun. Darren looks like Santa Claus, and he calls out the numbers, and we do all kinds of different designs on the bingo cards. So we do a number 7, we do a thing called postage stamp, we do a thing called, I forget the other ones that we do. It's wild. We also do the classic bingo and the blackout bingo. We do all of this, and we win prizes. We win Disney prizes. So it's really fun, and it's a really great thing to do, especially if you're a shut-in and you're by yourself. Like my sister, she goes out a little bit now that she's been vaccinated, but there was a time when she just couldn't go out, and she's all by herself. So it was great to have her join us, and I'm going to actually plug my dad in. But in order to plug my dad in, I need to be with my dad to show my dad how to plug in to play bingo. Yeah, because 86, he is like me. He likes to be shown, not told. We are both very, very much the same when it comes to that. So that's super truth. So missing people by far, one of the worst things during the pandemic is people, smiles and people. And she's saying, I'm just missed. Yeah, exactly. So the nice thing is we get on Zoom with this team and we do something other than, chat or fall asleep or whatever. We play bingo for a couple hours. I don't always get to go. I made sure I went last Saturday because there were technicians in my house who were supposed to come early in the morning. They did not. They came late and they stayed late, and I had to stay in the main house. My shop is off the back, and I had to stay in the main house, which meant I could not get my work done. So I was a little frustrated. So I said, well, a way to kick that frustration is to play bingo. So I got together with the team and played bingo, and it was way more fun. So, and I won a Bicky stapler. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, it's a really fun thing to do if you'd like to do it. Or you want to donate, please do. And we've got a goal. I think my fundraising is at $380 or somewhere in there. And I'm trying to get past. I'm working to get past 400 because it would mean a lot to my team captain. There are milestones that a bling you get, which is nice, but really she's asking people to stretch and see if they can raise the 400. And I really want to try and do that to honor her because she really does do a lot to help us out. And I'm eternally grateful. So I think, like I said, I'm at 380 something or 60 something or 20 something. And every little bit to help me get my leg over 400 would be very, very much appreciated. But don't feel the pressure. That's just a note to you guys if you're interested. Okay? All right. My friend's dad has been doing a drive-in bingo through the pandemic. Yeah, I'll tell you, it's a great idea. Bingo is fun. Yeah, bingo is very special and very fun and simple. Everybody knows how to play it. I think that's the one thing that is really special about bingo as opposed to other games. And mainly that you can, like my sister, I know it's her day off and she may have to be doing something around the house, put groceries away, a little bit of laundry, whatever my sister has to do, but she can play bingo while that washer's running or something, and the washer dryer is running. She can put a load in and then she can play bingo while it's happening. We take a break. You can grab a little nosh or check your laundry or put that food in the oven for dinner. It's a plethora of things, and it's really, really cool. And I invited two very special friends of mine from London, from the UK. And they came out actually at the last Chalk Walk, which was 2019 Chalk Walk. They came out and walked with us. I actually walked with them. They're two of my dearest friends, and Andreas and Sally. And the team just automatically fell in love with them. And they have been playing bingo every week. And for the UK, bingo for them happens at midnight. So is that dedication or what? And they win a lot. So Team Captain Sharon has just got a little corner that's their corner. So when they come to visit us in the United States, as soon as they lift, we told them to bring big suitcases or money to ship stuff home because they win a lot. But they're quite adorable. They're quite sweet. And they really have a good time. So it can be anyone in the world that can join the Chalk Walk and be a part of it. So it's just an alternative if you're interested in being with a lot of happy, crazy people that do super fun stuff. It's really, it's very cool. Very, very cool. Creative ways we've adapted to the weather. It's really something. It's so true, Sabrina. It's so very true. So anyway, guys, happy days, new week. Boy, when this weather stays like it is, they call it, what do they call it? Muggy May, something May. But I love it. It's not muggy. It's not muggy at all. It's gray May. Gray May, I think is what they call it. And I like gray May. I want June gloom. They better give me my June gloom because, I love June gloom. So for my birthday. But have a lovely week, everyone. Enjoy each other. Be proud. Be happy. If you have any questions, put them in the comments right over here, or reach out to me on Facebook Messenger. Google me. You can email me, Terri@terrihardin.com, if you have a question about anything we spoke about today. Feel free to look through the playlists. Subscribe if you like. Share, please. And I will see you Friday for Ask Me Anything. Start thinking about what you want to ask so you can ask me on Friday. I love you guys. Do something nice for someone else. It'll make you feel so much better. If you don't believe me, ask Grim Grinning Tracy, Sabrina Palou, and other caregivers on this channel. They know that when you do something nice for someone else, it makes them feel so much better. And you can do it too. It can be something as a phone call to someone you haven't talked to in a while. I love you. Hugs and kisses. And hi, Jenna. I miss you. I love you guys. You all take care. Hugs and love. I will see you Friday.